Today I have for you a bizarre theory about the Ahsoka Tano series erasing the sequels. And of course, at the core of this theory is the world between worlds, and what people think is time travel in Star Wars. So let's get right into this theory, which has been found on Reddit and various other places, but I'm going to be reading from an article from Inside the Magic written by Rebekah Barton. Now in the article, one of the pieces of evidence that Rebekah shares with us has to do with the Ahsoka series logo. Some online fan speculation has noted that the Ahsoka title card, which was unveiled by Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy at the Disney Investor Day 2020 event, appears to be the Veil of the Force or the world between worlds. End quote. And certainly it does, but remember that is an early logo for the series, and that type of imagery was created by Dave Filoni for the Star Wars Rebels series, meaning that it could give us a hint about the series, but it could also just be some reused art from Star Wars Rebels. But that said, this bit of evidence leads into this theory that Rebekah shares with us in the article. The theory here is that Ahsoka will, or certainly at least could, be used to retcon the Star Wars sequel trilogy, thanks to the fact that the world between worlds introduced time travel to the Star Wars universe. End quote. And coming directly from Dave Filoni, the creator of the world between worlds, this plane of existence, also known as the Veil of the Force, is simply not time travel. What is much more like is a pocket in time. In Star Wars Rebels, we see Ezra Bridger pull Ahsoka Tano out of her fight with Darth Vader. But as Dave Filoni has also told us, they both have to return to their own timeline. Ahsoka Tano intuitively knows that she has to return to Malachor, and Ezra Bridger returns back to Lothal, because if Ahsoka had returned with Ezra Bridger to Lothal, according to Dave Filoni, she would have been destroyed. So the world between worlds certainly isn't as much time travel as some people give it credit for. That said, fans of this theory could state, well, Ahsoka Tano could enter into the world between worlds, she could track down Ben Solo, pull him into the world between worlds, explain to him what he might become, and then return him to his own timeline. And yes, under the right circumstances, that could happen. And therefore the timeline of the sequel trilogy could indeed be changed. But what I find really bizarre about this theory is, why would Ahsoka Tano take all these actions on things that are happening in the far future that she knows absolutely nothing about? And if she was sent some sort of force vision about the future and she did take action, well then how does that tie the Ahsoka Tano series into what's happening with the Mandalorian and Din Djarin's story? Well, it simply doesn't. And let me leave you with one more important detail, and this comes from Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni created the world between worlds so that he could have a moment in Star Wars that brought everything together. As Ezra enters the world between worlds, through the Force he hears characters from the past and the prequel series, he hears characters from the original trilogy, and he even hears characters from the sequel trilogy. Dave Filoni brought all these moments together in one scene because he respects and cares about all Star Wars stories. So if you ask me, Dave Filoni is about the last person on Earth that is going to write a series with the sole purpose of retconning the sequels. At least that's how I see it, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I'm Mike. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.